Just tomorrow, we have to meet back to the
We went for a meal and they kept us waiting.
Well then, first of all, thank you for your time for this interview. How you see the conference, like how important to have such a conference to protect the secularism, specifically in Europe?
Well, I think it's vitally important. I think you have to create these sort of arenas, these meeting places where people can come together, exchange ideas, disagree on something, agree on other things, build networks. You know, that's how I came to arrange this, because I traveled to Amsterdam. I met Mariam, I met Sarah Kay, I met Khadija Khan. I met all of these people, and after that I've been able to get them to come to Oslo and book them for different events. And there, when I get them to come to Oslo, they can connect with other humanists, with other secularists and atheists. And we're building gradually, it's like rings in the water, we're building a bigger and bigger community. So we have to just keep doing this over and over until the movement expands and reaches more and more people.
The next question would be: you mentioned at the a very short talk at the very beginning of the seminar. You mentioned the threat of Putin and Trump. How can such a movement overcome and defeat against such a threat in the world?
I think you have to take charge of the narrative, because that's all of these different ideologies that's currently, you have ideologies religious, or you have political ideologies, and the authoritarians, they try to claim the rights to terms and objectives, and we have to claim it on our own, because if we don't object, if we don't go out there and fight them on these topics, then they will have the sole ownership of them. So we have to take the hold of the public narrative. We have to make sure that the commentators know our struggles. We have to understand that there are a lot of voices trying to just muddy the water. They try to just confuse people on the issues. So we have to clear out the confusion. We have to separate the right to criticize an ID, the right to criticize Islam, and uncouple that from protecting the rights of Muslims as individuals. Because when you criticize Islam, you're not being Islamophobic. You're not being anti-immigrant, you're not being anti-Muslim. You're actually the people you're trying to help are Muslims, because in most cases they are the ones suffering the most. And of course, minority within the minority in Western countries, the ex-Muslims, they're the most being targeted from all accounts, because the far right hates them because of the ethnicity, and the left hates them because, or at least marginalizes them due to their criticism of their former religion. So we have to go out there and try to just be a clear voice, the adult voice in the room, who just says, this is the topics, these are our struggles, and don't be confused by the far left or the far right and their attempts to occupy, be the only voice occupying the space.
I see. The last question. I know you guys are one of the sponsors of the seminar. Is there any plan for the future? Are you guys having any sort of idea for any other similar seminars in future?
Yeah, well, probably this is a very big conference. So this is taken, for me, it's I sometimes think it's been 5 years in the planning, because I started thinking about celebrating descent to Oslo in 2019 when I was visiting it in Amsterdam.
London,
Amsterdam. It was. I didn't get to go to London, but so for me it's been 5 years planning, 12 to 18 months of intense planning, and a lot of there's a lot of funding going into this. This takes time, but we're doing smaller events regularly just throughout the year. We're writing pieces. We're trying to get journalists to cover the topics we feel should be up in the mainstream media. So we're constant. This isn't a one and done thing. This is a constant struggle. Something you have to do 24/7, 365 days. We have maybe we'll book her for one of our upcoming smaller conferences and debates. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to do it on all the different levels. We're using social media, connecting with other like-minded individuals, seeing what we can do. Podcasts, YouTube. You have to just be on every surface, because our opposition knows how to use this, and they're utilizing all of these channels and platforms. So we have to be doing it as well, and hopefully we have to believe in the message we are promoting. We have to think that in a sort of marketplace of our ideas, our universal human rights, universal rights, disconnected from identity, That is the most important part. That is, everyone should just, no matter what background you are, no matter where you were born, what language you speak, what your religion is, what your ideology is, you should just have the same basic rights as your neighbor. So anyone who tries to infringe on those rights, whatever they claim their cause to be and whatever gods they claim to have on their sides, we have to oppose them, and we have to believe that our message is the strongest one, and if we speak it loud enough, it will be heard worldwide.
Perfect. Thank you very much.